Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Prison Break. Last time on Prison Break, we had the pilot episode where we were introduced to our main character, Michael Schofield, and how he has basically gotten himself thrown into Fox River Penitentiary. Wow, I can't say that apparently. Penitentiary. That's it. Yeah, that's a word. He got thrown himself into prison because he has a plan to break out his brother Lincoln Burrows before he is executed for allegedly killing the vice president's brother. However, we are to believe that he didn't actually kill the vice president's brother. And we got some really cool stuff of showing off Michael's genius and his plan of how to get them out. And yeah, that was pretty much that. It was a really great first episode, and I'm excited to see where we're going with this one. And I guess that's pretty much it. Once again, I will go ahead and say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. Again, if you're new here, I don't appreciate spoilers in the comments. In fact, no one appreciates spoilers in the comments because this is my first time watching Prison Break, and I want to watch it like it's supposed to be watched without spoilers. So yeah. But that's pretty much it. We should go ahead and get right into this episode of Prison Break. Here we go.
Calm before the storm. Whites and blacks will run at each other real soon here. Everybody chooses sides and a lot of guys bleed.
Their reason?
The same reason you don't put cats and dogs in the same cage. They don't get along.
Wow, so that means he had to get that put on backwards.
What?
Toilet won't flush.
So? There's only one thing for it.
Uh-oh.
The dirt shuts down the water, so you can't flush your contraband.
We got nothing to worry about.
Says you!
No. Oh, great.
It's insurance, white boy. Now dump it.
Open it.
Oh, boy. This is gonna be tricky.
So, tooling up for the race, Ryan, huh?
Well,
Hand it over.
Is this yours?
is he gonna sell him out?
Come on, Sugar, you going to the shoe?
Well, he didn't help him.
Move along, deputy.
I'm not done shaking the cell down yet.
I said move along.
Yeah, Michael's helping with the
Back
thing.
pocket, aren't you?
Oh, title sequence. It's interesting that Dominic Purcell is built first.
Telling me this whole thing's riding on a bunch of pills.
Someone's working on it as we speak.
Now's not the time to be trusting a black inmate, Michael.
Our relationship transcends race.
Nothing transcends race in here. I can't let you do it. The behavior you're out of here. What? You got a key?
Something like that.
You do understand why Lincoln would be hesitant. But I just like the confidence and the intelligence behind Michael. It's also interesting they bring up this race tensions because they didn't have that last episode. Is he looking for a loose screw? He's looking for that loose screw. Specifically, that's on his tattoo.
So you're the new one I've been hearing all the rave reviews about.
Schofield.
One thing's for sure, you're just as pretty as advertised. Prettier even.
He's a handsome gentleman.
All you gotta do is take this pocket right here, and your life be all peaches and cream. I walk, you walk with me. Keep you real
I don't
close.
like this guy on his pocket.
Can hurt you. You best move then. Now.
He's got it. Got what he came for.
You come around these bleachers again, it's gonna be more than just words we're exchanging. Know what I'm saying?
He didn't get to it.
Excuse me.
You got the screw.
Hey, I'm not gonna ask you again. Let's break up the party, ladies.
You heard the man, little doggy. Get along.
Now he's got to work to get that back. Oh. The note. He can draw it in. Oh, that's clever. Man. That's really clever. Alright. There's some chips in Michael's plan here.
It would take Fibonacci.
I'll give you Fibonacci. I promise you that. When the time is right.
The time is right now.
No, the time is right when you and I are both standing outside those walls. You're sitting on life without parole. You're never going to stand outside those walls again. Not unless you knew someone. Someone who knew a way out.
That's not gonna work.
No, it would be a shame if anything were to happen to your kids.
Oh, shit.
I know my kids would miss them.
You don't need to do this.
I do.
I'll get this guy. We'll get Fibonacci.
Well, for everyone's sake, I hope you're right.
He's got to give in to Michael.
Be well, John.
The faster he and Michael can get out, the faster he can get Fibonacci. Something's about to go down.
I want in.
He's gonna have to get in.
I'm not quite sure I heard that, Fish. Did you just say you're in?
He needs in just to get that damn screw.
It's a closed trial, so no one outside of the courtroom saw it, but I thought it could help you out.
With what?
Closure.
What, he was there? Oh, damn, there really is a security tape. Okay. That's not good. Unless they have some weird Mission Impossible mask.
Ah, what's up, Snowflake?
Yeah, he took a side.
Chose the wrong side.
Damn. Man, plan's falling apart. Alright, Michael kind of needs to work on his improv.
I got high that night. I had to. It was the only way I got through it then. I never pulled the trigger. The guy was already dead.
Maybe they got it right.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. So, I mean, yeah, it was kind of damning, but then...
It's my girl's birthday.
Happy birthday to her.
Well, you gotta let me call her, please. I'll give you $1 million if you let me use the phone.
I seen your kicks, Sucre. You got something like 40 cents to your name.
Please! No! Oh, no!
Man, I feel so bad for him. I don't even know what he's in for. He just seems like a good man.
I love Fernando to death, but the guy's a deadbeat. You gotta move on with your life.
No. But you're engaged. Uh-oh. Ooh, Michael got tossed out. Jeez. Yeah, he's just standing there. No, he would go for Michael. Just get what you need, man. favor? Alright, come on, Michael. You can take this guy. Whoa, okay. Alright. Michael's in the good graces again. As good as graces can get. Whoa, gosh. That's tear gas. Alright. Damn. Well. Ugh. Alright, close up. He got what he needed, but geez Louise. I think that was a little more than he bargained for.
I mean, don't you think it's the slightest bit of a coincidence he OD'd a week after your boyfriend's crime? They killed him because he knew things. Things he didn't want to get out.
Like what?
Like who was really behind that hit that night? It wasn't Crab, that's for damn sure. And it sure as hell wasn't Lincoln. Neither of them boys knew what they were doing.
I don't like that there's a face in the background.
Because there ain't nobody they can get to.
Letitia!
Okay. There's a much larger conspiracy going on. Ah, these fucks.
Anyone that's a threat to what we're doing is expendable. Anyone.
Understood.
And do what you need to do to make this go away.
Okay. There's a bigger conspiracy at work here. Oof. Been working on that all night? Damn. He filed down a screw. That's crazy. It works. Wow.
Better late than never, right?
Schofield, infirmary.
We'll see about that.
I'm gonna find out, you know, what it is you're doing up there.
So he wasn't able to take the blocker before getting another shot.
Come a long way with the new glucose kits. This will take us about 10 seconds. Slide the strip into the meter. We're ready to go.
Yeah, it's gonna show.
Bad news, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
180 milligrams per deciliter. You're definitely diabetic.
Huh. All right.
Do you need anything else from me?
I want to know how you got to him and where he is right now.
Not gonna happen, John.
What are they gonna do? Are they gonna, like, cut a toe? Oh, okay. Ha, ha. Come on.
3.
Oh, damn it all. That's the end of the episode. Damn it all. Ha! Oh, man. Ah, okay. Oh, gosh. I can feel every toe on my feet now. I'm aware of their existence, and I don't like... Ah! Okay. Oh, that's right. It was Teabag. Theodore Bagwell, otherwise known as Teabag. That was it. I forgot. I forgot what his name was, so I had to look that up. Alright, that is episode 2 of Prison Break. So, after all we talked about last episode, excuse me, after everything we talked about last episode with, you know, the genius of Michael Schofield and everything, it's interesting to watch immediately second episode, just issues arise with his plan. I really like that, actually, showing the other side of it and showing how, honestly, at least from watching this episode, Michael does not seem to be a good improviser, you know? So, oh man. Now here's the thing, if they actually did cut one of Michael's toes off, I mean, and he still doesn't talk, then they're not going to get anything else, you know? They're not going to get it. That, you know, that's a, you know, they mentioned that in like Attack on Titan. It's like, when you rip one fingernail out, if they didn't talk after that, they're not going to talk after the others, you know? So, Michael, maybe he will just have to sacrifice it, you know? Or maybe Abruzzi is, maybe he's not going to go through with it. This is rough. This was a rough episode, honestly, just with how everything went down and the different issues present in this episode. All right. So, let's talk about it as we go ahead and hop into the notes. The first thing I wrote down is the shakedown and Sucre. So that was pretty interesting, you know, that they, obviously that makes sense that there would be a shakedown. I like how they figure it out when the water stops running in the toilets, because they can't, that way nobody can flush their contraband and stuff. That's very, very clever. And obviously it makes sense that, you know, once that happens, everyone knows that it's coming. But by the time they realize that it's happened, they can't do anything, you know? So they just have to basically rush to get rid of that stuff, you know? And unfortunately, Sucre ended up in the shoe. Which, man, I feel bad for him, you know? Even though it was his, I feel bad for him. And I really feel bad about him not being able to call his fiancée, you know? And, oh, man, that's the thing. After the scene they had last episode, you'd think she would... I mean, I would assume she would be a bit more, like... I don't know. I guess maybe lenient is the right word. Or maybe just a bit more hopeful or understanding, I guess. Maybe that's what I'm looking for, is understanding as to why he hasn't been able to call, you know? But I do really feel bad. Again, we don't know at this point, unless I missed it last episode, but I don't think they mentioned why Sucre is in there. So I would be very curious why he's in Fox River, because he does seem just like a really good guy, other than being a criminal, you know? So it's like he's a nice guy, and I kind of want to see, you know, like he's a good buddy to Michael, and I want to see him, you know, have a good life with his fiancée, you know? So, but unfortunately, and see, I was curious if Michael was going to take the heat for that one, but he didn't, because honestly, that would probably interfere with his plans, so he couldn't do it, which is unfortunate. So yeah, that was pretty interesting. They bring up the race tension between, you know, the white and black inmates, which is interesting. Because it's interesting because they didn't bring it up at all last episode. And with how it all went down, I honestly am curious if they are going to bring it up again, you know? Now, this seems like something that happens, you know, even, the hell is his name? It was, Charles Westmoreland. We'll just say Charles. He basically, you know, says like, oh yeah, every so often this happens where the whites and blacks, they go after each other. And he says it's the same reason you don't put cats and dogs in the same place. So I'm trying to prop up the Blu-ray so there's not a horrible glare, but also it's at a perfect 90-degree angle. I don't want it falling over, you know? Anyway, so they bring that up and they say, you know, it's happened before, and he says, I've seen it before, and when it happens, a lot of men bleed. So it's something that does happen, But it seems like, I mean, I don't know. It's interesting because it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop, like, them, you know, talking and stuff, as we saw both last episode and this episode. And it's interesting that, you know, someone like Michael, who's new there, he had to choose a side, you know, with something like, you know, race, where it's like, okay, you know, there's two sides. There's the white-skinned guys and the black-skinned guys. It's interesting you do still have to, like, take a side, you know? It's like, okay, Michael's a white guy, but he could still side with the black inmates. Like, it's an interesting dynamic, is basically what I'm saying. But, yeah, like, it doesn't prevent, you know, I guess, discourse among, you know, the different skin-colored inmates, is basically what I'm trying to say. And again, like, I don't know if they're going to bring this up later, but I mean, it kind of feels like that was more for this episode. Like, they're not going to really bring that up again, you know? We had the whole thing with the screw, which was pretty interesting. Again, you know, this shows Michael's plan, which I really like. Just showing the genius that he has in devising this plan, down to, you know, getting a specific screw that he knows he can unscrew, you know, just with a coin, and then using that, filing it down, and turning it into more of a bolt in order to take out part of the toilet sink combination. Like, that was really, really clever. I like that, you know? So, that was really, really interesting. I like that. Just that whole thing. And then we did get, again, what Lincoln brings up, which I like, is that, yes, Michael has planned the place. He has not accounted for the people, which is definitely where he needs to... he definitely needs to work on that for the future, and definitely fixes improv, basically, where he did not account for the people, you know? And that starts off with Teabag. It's like, okay, yes, he planned a screw, but he didn't, but just because he needs that one thing, and that has put him at odds with Teabag. And then trying to get in the good graces of Teabag just so he can get this one screw, then puts him against whatever the hell his name is. What the fuck was his name? Is it C-Note? Is that it? Which one is it? I think it's C-Note, because he's higher up on the... I think it's C-Note. Correct me if I'm gonna say it is, though. Yeah, okay. So I had to specifically look at the actor to recognize it. It is. It's C-Note. Okay. So, again, he tries to get in the good graces. You know, he goes against Teabag to get the screw. But then Teabag takes the screw. He tries to get in the good graces of Teabag, but that puts him against C-Note. C-Note, who has his insulin blocker, so he needs to work on that, you know? And the only reason that really, like, worked out the way it did was... the only reason that worked out the way it did was because the other guy, I don't remember his name, but, you know, Teabag's little lackey that literally just hangs onto his pocket, which just seeing that was, like, weird and, like, just disturbing. But just seeing this other guy who has no lines just holding on to that fucking pocket. But just because... I guess he was jealous of Michael, so he tried to go after him, and then they saw it, C-Note saw that, I don't remember if he had someone, or if he actually took out the guy, and was like, okay, Michael, we were wrong about you, but that puts Michael again against Teabag, so it's such a strange little thing that, like, basically, Michael had to play both sides and is going back and forth between them just for a screw. Just for a tiny part of this plan, you know? This episode also definitely highlights why this is going to take a full season. Again, I know that this first season's, like, 22 episodes, I think. It's a decent amount of episodes in this first season, and I have wondered from the beginning, it's like, okay, is the first season finale going to be, they made it out and then we go from there, or does it take longer? Either way, we have a lot of episodes of trying to get out of this prison, so it will be interesting. I was thinking, like, oh man, it'll be interesting to see, like, how this stretches out over all those episodes, and this definitely proves how this is going to do that, because it does show, like, all right, this entire episode was dedicated to getting one screw to do one thing. That's it. But in doing so, put Michael on, going against both sides, basically, of the race riot. So that was very, very crazy, And not only that, he also has problems because of this whole Fibonacci thing. Because Abruzzi, I think that's how you say it, Abruzzi, like the Z's sort of become like TS's a bit, Abruzzi, something like that. Because he needs to find out where Fibonacci is, and the only person who knows where Fibonacci is Michael Scofield. But that's the thing, is that he needs it now. Michael will give it to him. Michael's thinking like, okay, well, I'll give you the information once we're both out. That'll be, this is basically, that will be my payment for you helping me and Lincoln escape. But he doesn't know that, and he needs that information now, And from judging by this episode with what we had to do in this episode, I would imagine it will be a while before we can get out of here, So, so that's all interesting. We also did have the security tape, which showed, well, it seemed to show Lincoln killing the vice president's brother, but he actually didn't do it. Now, there was this whole thing, I didn't quite understand this, but it was something like he was going out for a hit, basically, but it didn't seem like he was out to kill the vice president's brother. Like, it sounds like he was doing something else. He was supposed to kill someone else. He couldn't pull... Well, he had to get high to go through with it. And then when he got there, he was already dead. Basically, I guess that's the setup, is they already killed the vice president's brother, and then that's how, they basically framed Lincoln with pretty damning evidence, So I definitely want to learn more about that, especially when we get, not only, I thought they were FBI guys, but I guess they're not really, I don't really remember if they were FBI or not specifically, but these, government goons, these dudes in suits, men in black, basically, who have been going around, and they did kill, the pastor, or the reverend in the last episode, so they're clearly, way in on this plot, but also, they serve this strange, higher power, they serve this, boss who, lives in this, nice little place, and she seems like this nice woman, but she's like, the people are expendable. It's like, whoa, okay, something huge is happening, And I like how, because it's so big, what's happening with this whole thing of, this plot against Lincoln, but Michael doesn't have anything about it. He has nothing to do with that. He is currently focused on escaping from Fox River with Lincoln. That's not even on his radar of, who's trying to frame Lincoln. So that's all pretty interesting. And it makes me curious now that I'm really thinking about it, I wonder if maybe, the first season maybe is the prison break, and then maybe the next season or so is going after whoever framed Lincoln. That could be it. I don't know. I'm very interested, though. Very, very interested in how this is all going to go down, man. I am so in on this show. It's amazing. But yes, and then we had the whole thing with Crabbe, that he was killed the way, well, not exactly in the same way, but he was killed like they're going to kill Lincoln to try to get rid of them. So yeah, I'll be very interested in that. And then the only other things I wrote down are the blockers. Michael did get, because basically the one guy win against Michael showed that, okay, Michael isn't actually with T-Bag, and so C-Note decided to help him. And luckily, he got that just in time. I guess he got that just in time to get the diagnosis of being a diabetic. So that was all pretty interesting. I like that. And then, yeah, the last thing I wrote down is the toes. So I'll be curious. Michael may just have to sacrifice one of his toes, you know? Oh, I have no idea. Like, that's such a cliffhanger, man. I really enjoy that. But still, that's pretty intense. Like, because, yeah, he again, like I said, Michael doesn't seem to be that good at improv. You know, it's like if the plan fails, like if something goes wrong, he needs to, you know, adapt and work around it. But it doesn't seem like he's accounted for that. Like he's not prepared to adapt, basically. So I'll be interested to see. I'll be interested to see how that sort of fans out, especially with the whole thing of the toes. So we'll definitely have to see. But again, really, really good episode. Really enjoyed it, and I'm curious to see where we are going next time. So that is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Prison Break reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.